The Navistar DT engine family is a line of mid-range inline-six diesel engines. With horsepower ratings ranging from 170 horsepower to 350 horsepower, the Navistar DT engines are used primarily in medium-duty truck and bus applications, although some versions have been developed for heavy-duty regional haul and severe service applications. Prior to 1986, Navistar International, then known as International Harvester Company, used the DT engine in farm and construction equipment. Design: the DT engines are of a wet sleeve design. This means that the cylinder wall is a separately machined part that fits into the cylinder bores cast into the engine block. The cylinder sleeve is in contact with the engine coolant, hence the wet sleeve. Navistar claims that the wet sleeve design enhances durability because the consistent wall thickness of the sleeve allows for consistent heat transfer, ensuring the cylinders stay round during thermal expansion. Additionally, they state that the hardened cylinder sleeve is more durable and wear-resistant than a softer, cast-in wall. Also, the replaceable cylinder sleeves protect the block from damage and can easily be replaced, which Navistar claims enables simpler restoration to original specifications. The wet sleeve design also allows the engine to be rebuilt easily to factory specifications, sometimes without even removing the engine from the vehicle. This design is opposed to parent bore engines, where the cylinder walls are machined out of the bores cast into the block. International states that the uneven thickness of the cylinder walls causes the cylinders to become out of round during thermal expansion, increasing wear. Also, damage to the cylinder wall requires more extensive work to repair. From 1984 until late 1995, the DT engines used a Bosch pump-line nozzle mechanical direct fuel injection system. 1984 through 1992 DTs used a Bosch MW-style pump, while the 1993 to 1995 used a Bosch P-style pump, and starting what was called New Generation Diesel engine design, which is still the same basic block design. Mechanical injection was still utilized in trucks up into the 1997 year, but this is rare. In 1994, due to tightening emissions regulations, the engines were redesigned to use electronically controlled unit direct fuel injection. From 1994 to 2004, the engines used HEUI injectors, co-developed by Navistar and Caterpillar. From 2004 to 2009, the engines use International's electro-hydraulic Generation 2 unit injectors. Current variants: the Navistar DT engines are currently available in 3 configurations. These have been updated to comply with the United States Environmental Protection Agency's 2007 emissions regulations. These variants have been renamed to conform to International's new Markforce engine brand. Markforce DT, 7.6 L displacement, bore X/4.59 x 4.68 in. With horsepower ratings from 210 to 300 horsepower. The Markforce DT is available in standard and high torque configurations, which provide extra torque. 2. Markforce 9, 9.3 L displacement, bore X/4.59 x 5.75 inches. With horsepower ranging from 300 to 330 horsepower. This engine is similar to the Markforce DT, but the piston stroke is increased to raise displacement to 9.3 liters. 3. Markforce 10, same displacement as Markforce 9, with horsepower ranging from 310 to 350 horsepower. This engine features stronger components, such as steel crown 2-piece pistons, strengthened engine block, and a titanium turbocharger turbine to cope with the extra power and stress of severe service and heavy-duty applications. 4. The engines are also available for defense applications under the Markforce D brand. The Markforce DT is known as the Markforce D7.6i6, and the Markforce 10 is known as the Markforce D9.3i6. Modifications from the civilian versions include diamond-coated injectors to enable the engines to run on JP8 fuel. 5. Variants: the DT engine has also historically been available in the following variants. These have all been discontinued. 530E 530 Street Available in standard and high torque configurations. Replaced in 2004 by DT 570, which were replaced in 2007 by the Mach Force 9 and 10, respectively. Used electro-hydraulic unit injection. DT 466E, introduced in 1994, added electronic control to previous, non-electronic DT 466, superseded by model year 2005 and later DT 466 with variable geometry turbocharger. Also changed over from mechanical fuel injection to electro-hydraulic unit injection. DT 408, a smaller version of the DT family. Used mechanical fuel injection. DT 360, a still smaller variant. Also used mechanical injection. DTA 360, same as above, but with an aftercooler, the A stands for aftercooled. DTA 466, same as earlier mechanical injection DT 466, but with an aftercooler. Turbo 400 engine, version used in IH farm and construction equipment, with many different sizes. Update history. In 2004, the entire DT family of engines was updated to meet 2004 emission standards set out by the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Changes to the engines included a new turbocharger with movable turbo vanes to improve boost and reduce lag, a new, electronically controlled hydraulic unit fuel injection system, cooled exhaust gas recirculation to reduce emissions, and new 4-valve cylinder heads. 6. In 2007, the DT engines were updated once again to comply with stricter 2007 emissions standards. The DT 466, DT 570, and HT 570 engines will be renamed Mach Force DT, Mach Force 9, and Mach Force 10, respectively. New features include closed crankcase ventilation and new wiring harnesses. The Mach Force engines are available in model year 2008 international trucks and IC Corporation school buses. In 2010 the DT engines will be updated once again for compliance with the forthcoming 2010 emissions standards. They will all receive new, twin turbochargers, with higher rated versions of the Mach Force DT and all Mach Force 9 and 10 engines receiving intercooling and aftercooling. Upgrades to fuel injectors, the EGR system, and cooling are also part of the 2010 modifications. Applications: International CXT, International 8500, International 7300, 7400, 7500, International 4300, 4400, International Mach Pro, International 3300, 3800, 3900 bus chassis, Amtran Corporation Genesis, Amtran Corporation Volunteer Conventional, IC Corporation FE300, IC Corporation RE300, IC Corporation CE300. See also, Navistar DT engine, Navistar T444E engine, Navistar International Corporation, list of Navistar engines. References and external links, http www.international delivers com engine/2004 engines asp, http www.maxforce.com/110606 asp, http 69.20.127.42 site